Week 13 NFL picks as I pick every game here, of course, on the NFL with the AJL. And I did pick the Cowboys to beat the Seahawks last night, so that's going to give me a W. I went 13-3 in Week 12. I'm 119-60 on the year with a 66% hit percentage on my games that I've picked. I would have taken the Cowboys over the Seahawks yesterday. They end up winning in a big game, 41-35. I'll take the Colts over the Titans as well. Steichen has this team at 6-5 despite everything. We know about the Anthony Richardson injury. We know about the Jonathan Taylor beef. He does resign. And the fact that the Colts are 6-5, considering what's happening on that team, the quarterback room, just they're still working through a rebuild right now, but they have a very, very bright future ahead of them. I think Shane Steichen could very well be a coach of the year candidate. I know it might not sound like it, but the Colts are playing with house money. Even without Anthony Richardson, they were already looking exquisite before that. And it's just going to be a lot more fun as time goes on. I'm taking the Falcons over the Jets. I just genuinely think the Falcons are a better team. Now, the Jets defense could show up and stifle Desmond Ritter and, take Drake London out of the game and really stop Bijan Robinson. But I think the Falcons are probably feeling themselves after this game against the Saints, which, it's not too much to really take away because the Saints are the Saints. The defense has been reeling. We don't have competent coaching. So, one of the worst coaches in the NFL outcoached Dennis Allen. So, what does that make Dennis Allen? Also, one of the worst coaches in the NFL. But I think the Falcons will beat the Jets here. Could be a close game. Jets are at home, but give me Atlanta. Regretfully, I will take the Lions over the Saints. I think the Lions are going to beat the hell out of us this weekend. They lost on Thanksgiving. And it was just tough. It was tough to watch the Lions lose like that. It was tough to watch the Saints lose like that to the Falcons. And now the Lions are seething. They are literally foaming at the mouth. And I think they are going to win to the tune of maybe 28-14, 28-10, something like that. I really think the Saints are going to get beat this week. And I was almost going to go to that game this year. That game is in New Orleans. So, at least the Saints get to play it at home in Louisiana. But I think it's going to be a very, very tough game for Saints fans to watch. And yeah, we'll have to see how it plays out. The Lions lost to the Packers. I knew it was the Bears. The Lions lost to the Packers on Thanksgiving, and it was actually a walloping, to say the least. Lions by 40. Damn, bro, tell me how you really feel. And look, like I said, man, the Saints are going to be the Saints. Are going to go and win this damn football game and piss us off all over again. Another great game, maybe game of the week. I'm going to take the Broncos over the Texans. There's a lot of Texan key players on the injury report, but they should be good to go. CJ Stroud, Russell Wilson, D'Amico Ryans, Sean Payton are going to be facing off. CJ Stroud's actually on the injury report. There's also, Jimmy Ward. Noah Brown was on there. Dalton Schultz was on there, but I think everyone's going to be good to go. They hadn't even put out Friday injury reports yet as I was getting ready for the show. Only the Thursday reports were out. The Texans could sneak and win this game. I really do believe so, but I think Sean Payton is now in his element with the Broncos. Let me pull this back up. I want to say that, let's say, the Texans are at home, right? Yeah, Texans are at home. So the Texans could have that home field advantage. They could very well go in and win. Or they could very well host the game and win. And I think they have a good chance to, but I think Sean Payton will be able to form a good game plan for the Broncos. Russell Wilson is back playing at that top level. I'm not going to say that MVP level because we know it looks different, but I'll take the Broncos here in a close one. This might be a pick that I regret, excuse me. Chargers over the Patriots. Very simple pick there. Now, this could be a game where the Chargers charger it up and they let the Patriots with one of the worst rosters and one of the worst offensive, one of the worst offenses in the league, possibly stifle them and get a W. And that would just be even worse for the Chargers, right? Would the Chargers have to lose to the freaking New England Patriots in order for Brandon Staley to get fired? Because we've already seen a couple of games this year where he should have been fired. Defensive-minded coach, most expensive roster, bottom 5 defense. The facts are the facts. I'll take the Patriots to lose this game. Chargers should win, but something sneaky tells me that it's going to be closer than it should be. And if the Patriots escape with a win, heads are going to roll in LA. But again, give me the Chargers. I'll take the Steelers over the Cardinals. The Steelers last week played a great game against the Bengals. Well, in terms of yards aren't always the greatest way to measure a team's efficiency or how good they actually are, because what's your third down percentage? What's your red zone percentage? Your touchdown percentage? How many points per game are you actually putting up? First time In 40 games, they put up over 400 yards. They didn't do it at all with Matt Canada. They do it in this game. They do only score 16 points, but they get the win. The Cardinals, I think this could be a sneaky game as well. Kyler Murray's not playing fantastic. 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. We know he's coming off that ACL injury, though. The Steelers are a smash mouth defense that I think could really, really give this Cardinals team issues, which is why I'm going to take the Steelers. But if Kyler Murray comes out and decides to try to make it a game because we know how talented he is, we can see another great game here as well. I'm going to take the Dolphins over the Commanders. This could be a lot like when the Eagles have played the Commanders twice this year. I really believe that because we saw the Eagles beat the Commanders 34-31, and then we watched them again 2 weeks later beat them 38-31, or vice versa, one of the two. And Eric Bieniemy's got Sam Howell clicking. Eric Bieniemy's got that offense clicking. We know what the Dolphins are with all of their weapons, Mike McDaniel too and company. And I do think this could be a potential offensive shootout as well. Both of these teams aren't necessarily great on the defensive side of the ball. We see Washington ship out a couple of key players earlier before the trade deadline. The Dolphins are trying to improve their defense as well. I even said that, I even said that Shaq Leonard could go play for the Dolphins also because they definitely need some defensive help, but I'll take the Dolphins over the Commanders. I'll take the Bucks over the Panthers. Both teams are pretty banged up here, but post Frank Reich era could definitely possibly yield a win as soon as possible. We see, I've actually forgot to mention this earlier. 2021, Urban Meyer gets fired. Jags are good next year with Doug Peterson. 2022, Nathaniel Hackett gets fired. Broncos are looking solid this year with Sean Payton. 2023, Josh McDaniels and Frank Reich get fired. So what's the future of the Panthers and the Raiders going to possibly be? And I think this could be a thing here where, with the Panthers fresh off of the, firing of Frank Reich, no quarterback coach, no assistant head coach, and Deuce Staley, who was doing horrible with the run game. Maybe they could come in and get a W here. And like I said, both teams are pretty banged up. But despite all that, I'm going to take the Bucs because I believe they are the better football team. Maybe not by much, but I do believe they are a sound football team over the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to take the Eagles over the 49ers and maybe back-to-back weeks for game of the year for the Eagles. They just played the Bills. Now they're about to play the Niners. This is going to be the most watched matchup of the weekend. Definitely will be game of the weekend, no question. The 49ers could very well win this game. Part of me kind of expects the Niners to win, but I still believe that the Eagles are the best team in the league. The Niners did have that 3-game losing streak, which, yes, was while they were hurt, and it might not mean a lot to a lot of people. But if the Bills game wasn't possibly a statement win in horrible weather with the way that Jalen Hurts overcame adversity from halftime to winning it in overtime, this could possibly be the statement win here for the Eagles. Again, I already think last week was with the Bills, but Eagles and Niners is going to be a great one. Shanahan and Sirianni, Hurts and Purdy, two of the most loaded rosters, the two best teams in the NFC. Of course, the Lions would come in behind that as well. I'll take the Browns over the Rams, another fringe pick where I felt like I was going to go back and pick the Rams. Something even told me to do it while I was making the picks here for the show. But I do believe that the Browns will win this football game. They are sitting at that 7-4 record. Rams are at 5-6. Now, Sean McVay could do his thing and push up and beat the Browns. But the Browns defense, I think, is just absolutely insane. It's by far one of the best in the league, and the Rams aren't working with a lot of offensive talent. Now, they do absolutely demolish the Cardinals, which is a reason that the Steelers could too. But everyone was back very healthy. Of course, Kyron Williams came in and was doing his thing. I'll take the Chiefs over the Packers. The Packers have been trying to get sneaky competitive this year, beating the Lions, playing close games to other teams. And just overall, kind of turning it around. I'm not saying that Jordan Love is him, but have you seen the first 11 the first 11 games or the first 12 game stats for Jordan Love versus Aaron Rodgers? It's pretty scary how close it is. I think the Chiefs will win this one, though. They're by far and away the better team, better quarterback, better coach. Not too much to discuss here. And I'll take the Jags over the Bengals as well. Bengals clearly ransacked after Joe Burrow's injury. The Jags are on a roll. The Jags are one of the best teams in the league. They're one of the best teams in the AFC. And I think this could be one that possibly gets out of hand quick.